Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Wednesday, it's the 14th, and of course we'll cover, as is everyone across Kentucky and many are hearing across the nation, the report of a slain police officer last night with the Pikeville Police Department. His funeral services have been set. We have other details, and a press release just earlier this afternoon tells all that authorities are willing to say that they know at this hour. We'll have that in just a few seconds. Other headlines this evening will include coverage of this week's Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting. We'll also take you to a rally last night where teachers, staff, state employees were rallying in opposition to Senate Bill 1. We'll talk about what McGoffin County teachers are planning on doing as well. A host of other news and information, calendar announcements, and more, and a weather forecast that, of course, is always changing. On that note, on today's date in our weather history, of course, back in 1993, which I've covered all week or referred to, we were just winding down the epic snowstorm of 93, the once-in-a-century snowstorm that dumped, well, right here in the viewing area, about 18 inches of snowfall, for example. Now, on this exact same date, 3 years before that, in 1990, we were just winding down a 5-day heat wave in which for 5 days temperatures ranged from 82 to 84 degrees. Now, here we are, not necessarily in the middle of that, but somewhere close, I suppose. We are going to see some drier conditions, albeit colder conditions as well, before we start to build back up into the upper 50s. I'll outline your complete forecast in more detail in just a few moments. Since I saw you last evening, the report came of a Pikeville, obviously, police officer shot and killed in the line of duty. His suspect or suspects, still unknown, at large. His body this afternoon has been returned home for funeral services, which have now been set in honor of Scotty Hamilton, a 12-year veteran of the Pikeville Police Department. The official motorcade escorting his body from the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort back to Pikeville passed through Sagersville and was caught here just briefly on our cameras. On his way back to Pikeville, of course, much more respect paid to the officer as it was his hometown. Folks were lining the streets as it pulled, that being the motorcade, into the funeral home where services have been set in his honor. This after an incident last night at around 11:15 when he and Trooper Martin with Post 9 of the Kentucky State Police were in an area of Hurricane just outside of Pikeville. They were there for routine patrols, according to the latest information released earlier this afternoon by the state police. Jody Sims, who is the public information officer with the Hazard Post, spoke about the investigation earlier today, saying that they were unsure if there was a suspect or suspects in this case as of yet, that no arrest, even though there were initial reports that someone had been arrested, there were no arrests made last night related to the murder of the police officer. Trooper Martin, who was with Officer Hamilton, had become separated from him and only heard the gunshots, possibly as many as 3. Police not saying how many times Hamilton was shot, but confirmed that he was indeed shot at least one time in the head. There was no firearm located on the scene. This all happening after the officers had stopped a vehicle in an area known for drug activity. They questioned those individuals and then were policing a few residences in that area when the two became separated and the shooting took place. The trooper found Hamilton deceased from that gunshot wound to the head seconds later. Since then, they've used helicopters, they've used drones, they have used any and all resources within their midst to try to find and name any suspects. So far, there have been none listed. They do believe that someone in the area knows something. Who that someone is yet is still yet to be determined, but they believe that someone may have some information and hopefully come forward and add to their ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, funeral services have been listed in Hamilton's nature. The father of a newly born child, 35-year-old Scotty Hamilton of Harold, a 12-year veteran of the Pikeville Police Department, as I said, was also a member of the Pikeville United Methodist Church and the Virgie Baptist Church. Along with his parents, he's survived by his wife, Chelsea Elizabeth Hamilton, and their infant daughter, Brinley Elizabeth Hamilton. While we know that in lieu of flowers, a trust fund has been set up and expressions of sympathy are suggested to be made to Chelsea Hamilton at the Community Trust Bank in Pikeville. And the J.W. Collins Son Funeral Home is now telling us that contributions can be made as well to the Brindley Hamilton Scholarship Fund at Community Trust Bank in Pikeville. There will be visitations this Friday and Saturday at the Expo Center at 5 o'clock both days. Funeral services have been set for this Sunday afternoon at 1, also at the Expo Center. Once again, the J.W. Collins Son Funeral Home in charge of arrangements. I'll get back to our local headlines in just a few moments. Here's one, though, that could affect some folks locally. A recall over almost 1.5 million popular midsize sedans by the Ford Motor Corporation. They are recalling just almost 1.4 million cars in North America because the steering wheels can literally just come off and detach from the column, and drivers could lose control. It covers certain Ford Fusion and Lincoln MKZ models from 2014 through 15, 16, 17, and 18 model years. Ford says that there have been reports that they have confirmed that where steering wheel bolts have loosened over a period of time, and they know of 2 crashes that have resulted in at least 1 injury. As a fix for the recall, dealers are going to replace those bolts with longer ones with different threads and some other remedies. Owners should be notified by mail the week of April the 30th, and they plan on that being the dealers having all of the parts in-house and available then to make the recall repair. Now, this is actually about less than 6 months after the U.S. Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened an investigation into steering wheels falling off of Ford Fusions from 014 to 16 model years. The agency, that being the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, said in documents that it started that probe after they received at least 3 complaints involving similar circumstances. One in which a driver from the state of Georgia said the steering wheel off his 2015 Ford Fusion literally came off as they were entering a parking lot in their hands and in their lap, so to speak. So if you have one of those cars, be awaiting a recall and be maybe checking the status of your steering wheel. I'll be right back with local news after these words from some of our sponsors. Remember to always let them know you're watching every chance you get.
Hello, friends and neighbors. I am running for sheriff because I want to work hard to make our streets, schools, and homes safer. I am a certified police officer and a graduate of the Department of Criminal Justice. I will put my training and experience to work for our county, and I will work hand in hand with all other agencies. As a parent and officer, I know our kids are the most important resource, and I will do my very best to protect them and continue to tackle our drug problem. But I need your help. Please vote and elect Michael Nichols for sheriff, number 4 on the ballot. Thank you, and God bless.
Hello, McGoffin County. Matthew Wireman again, asking for your vote and support in the May primary for county judge. Living in McGoffin is tough. We know that, and so does everyone else. In fact, an article in the New York Times lists McGoffin County as one of the 10 hardest places to live in America. Folks, we know McGoffin County can do better than that. I want McGoffin County to prosper. I want to see opportunities for our people to work here at home. I want to see opportunities for our children to lead successful lives right here in McGoffin County. I want to see our local government operate as efficiently as possible so we can lower the county's taxes. I learned real quick that the office of magistrate didn't have any real power or influence. It doesn't open any doors in Frankfort, and it doesn't open the eyes of potential businesses. The key to opportunity, the key to prosperity for McGoffin County is the office of County Judge Executive. Elect me, Matthew Charmer Wireman, as your County Judge Executive, and together we will unlock McGoffin County's potential and show the world that McGoffin County is a great place to live, work, and raise our kids. Thank you.
I'm Attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard, jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Just in and just made in Kentucky, Alice Eve bracelets. You'll love the bold colors and the fun beads and charms that make each bracelet a one-of-a-kind, in small to extra large and kid sizes too. And the women's Charlie Page spring and summer line has arrived, filled with perfect basic pieces, colorful, preppy dresses, and bold bohemian looks. Something for everyone to express their individuality. Plus, the full Charlie Page jewelry collection is here. And Easter's getting close, and the seasonal shop has the most adorable mud pie kids selections, and the full women's and children's line is arriving daily. All with some exciting surprises this spring at the seasonal shop.
Hey everyone, my name's Tom Sager. I'm at Pop Chevrolet in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. Please take advantage of the new weekly specials.
Weekly specials that are priced so low they will be gone next week, like this 2013 Chevy Cruze for $169 a month, this 2016 Altima $209 a month. Go Rogue in this 2014 Nissan Rogue all-wheel drive, $229 a month. Or for $269 a month, you can drive off in this gorgeous 2016 Charger SXT or this 2017 Kia Sorento LX all-wheel drive.
Thank you and stop in.
They call it the Fiver, the 5-spot, names for a $5 bill. And now you can add a new one. Best lunch deal ever. Because every weekday during lunch at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe, for a total of $5, that's $5 taxes and all, you can get our famous chicken sandwich or 2 of our famous chicken biscuits with potato wedges and a drink, or our steak sandwich or 2 steak biscuits with wedges and a drink, or our famous foot-long hot dog with homemade chili, wedges and a drink. For $5. That's 5 deliciously awesome deals for only $5. Every weekday from 11 to 2 at your Sagersville Lee's. We'll see what area teachers had to say in a rally last evening in just a few moments, and what other teachers here from the viewing area, including McGoffin County, have planned in regards to opposing Senate Bill 1 in just a few moments. Right now, the Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting from earlier this week. Brief coverage tonight. The meeting lasted 30 to 40 minutes or so. They discussed several items on the agenda, the rural secondary road program and other road projects. They also discussed the Flat Gap flooding mitigation project, which is winding down with a much narrower scope in regards to property owners than what they began with. Early on, a Department of Transportation representative updated the fiscal court on the annual rural secondary road funds coming to Johnson County. Those funds coming from a fuel tax and then divided between Kentucky's counties, with Johnson County's allotment this year a little over $1.2 million for roughly the 79 miles of state-maintained roads in Johnson County. Of that, $479,000 for regular maintenance, flex funding of $149,000, and resurfacing totaling some $596,000. The court then went on to enter into their annual affiliation agreements between the W.R. Castle and Rockhouse Fire Departments. They accepted the clerk's fourth quarter financial statement, and also accepted the Department of Transportation's MOU of $131,000 that they applied for last fall. That will go to repair/resurface 3 Johnson County roads. Up next, some discussion on the current mitigation project, the update concerning the Flat Gap flooding, as the county is coming close to a resolution with those property owners, the number of which has gone down from a few dozen to just a few.
Very beginning, probably close to 30 people that were interested, and it kept dwindling down and dwindling down. And then right about application time, we were down to about 5. And then from the draft to actually turning it in, we were down to 3. And we submitted 3 and we were awarded for the 3 properties, but one of those has since backed out. So we're down to 2 properties.
That was Regina McClure from the Big Sandy Ad Board, who, following that information, also requested approval from the fiscal court, which was granted, to apply for additional funding, state funds, to cover the county's 13% match of the federal grant for the Flat Gap mitigation project. And in closing, Judge Tucker Daniel briefly addressed the recent school shootings, violence, and threats across our nation and region, saying that he was attending a Frankfort meeting this week in which he was hoping to look for the possibility of any additional funding to help cover the costs of putting officers in our schools or something of that nature. After which the fiscal court gave the judge authority to apply for any grants or any type of funding that may become available. Need a family car? Need a work truck? Need something to haul with? Maybe to hunt with? Or to just get from A to B? Then call John Harris at Gateway Motors in Sagersville on the Mountain Parkway and get pre-approved with no money down and with most payments under $200 a month. Gateway Motors in Sagersville, 349 cars. The flu has now reached epidemic proportions, and if you aren't or haven't been sick, odds are you will be. And Parkway Pharmacy has exactly what we all need to fight it and any other cold or illness. From immune boosters for adults and children as young as 2 to all-natural homeopathics made right here in the United States of America. They can help prevent you from getting sick or get you fast relief if you already are. With great tasting and easy-taking gummies, powdered mixes, rapid-melting fruity tablets, and syrups at Parkway Pharmacy. Conley's does oil and fluid changes, brakes, suspension, wheel alignments, and more. They've got thousands of tires in stock every day, and they won't be undersold on any tire they sell. They've got 6 months same as cash and over 37 years of service to the viewing area. With no appointment necessary, or you can call 297-2424. To all of her current and future patients, Hope Family Medical Center and Big Sandy Healthcare are proud to announce that pediatrician Dr. Leslie Ann Dotson has joined Big Sandy Healthcare's new Physicians for Women and Families complex in Oxshire, where she's now a part of a team of 3 OBGYNs, 2 family medicine physicians, and their nurse practitioners. That's Physicians for Women and Families, open Monday through Friday at 23 Willow Drive in Oxshire. A part of the Big Sandy Healthcare family. Your single largest investment in life is most always your home. And whether they're necessary or optional, a weekend project or a major renovation, we can help finance your home improvements and make your vision a reality. Spring is almost here, so it's time to get ready, get set, and improve with Sagersville National Bank. Call or drop by the main or branch locations today. Following what was literally hundreds and hundreds of school teachers, staff, state employees, and those in support of those people who rallied at our state's capitol on Monday of this week in protest of Senate Bill 1, a strong and dedicated group of the same joined the statewide efforts last evening in Johnson County. They did so gathering on a cold, blustery, snowy day in Paintsville last evening, echoing sentiments of the Frankfurt rally, which decried, "We're not going to take it."
Cambridge Dictionary defines a promise as the act of saying that you will certainly do something. As teachers, we make promises every day. We promise to teach our students to the best of our abilities. We promise to protect them from bullying, from neglect, and even from active shooters. We promise parents that we will love and care for their babies just like they were our own. And they are. They become ours as soon as they set foot in our classrooms. We promise our own families that somehow, with all of our responsibilities to others, we'll make time for them and give them our best as well. We're expected to keep our promises, but our legislators feel that they don't owe us that same courtesy. They feel that the promises they have made to us over the years as to what they'll do with our pensions are not important. They feel they can disrespect us by stomping on us and on the promises they've made. I don't know about you, but in my classroom, disrespect and dishonesty is not tolerated and will not be tolerated.
Hello, my name is Casey Salyers, and I'm out here in Paintsville in the storm fighting for what's mine. I've paid my part. I'm expecting the government to pay theirs.
And what they said they're not going to take are changes the Republican blocked bill includes, such as cutting the annual cost of living benefit from 1.5% to 1%.
We will not sit idly by and let them break their promises without putting up a fight. As we fight for what has been promised to us, let us all remember that in this act of standing up for our rights, we are still teaching. We are teaching our students and our communities that we are worth more than the legislators claim. We are teaching our students that they too must stand up and fight for what is right. We're also teaching our legislators that we will not back down. And in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., for when people get caught up with that which is right and they are willing to sacrifice for it, there is no stopping point short of victory.
I am Russell Halsey, retired last July from principal at Johnson Central High School. And I'm out here today to show our support for our educators, but all state employees of any kind, all public service employees, and to show our opposition to Senate Bill 1 and show that we support all public workers, certainly public education in the state of Kentucky.
Now, it's going to take you. It affects you and your kids. So remember, any day that we're out for snow, where do you go?
Also, to add to this story, I spoke to Rodney Whitaker at the McGoffin County High School. He is the president of the McGoffin County Division of the KEA, and he says that he and a congregation of about a half dozen teachers are going to Frankfort this week to meet with our state representative John Blanton and others. It is actually a day set aside. It's a KEA Day of Learning, but they're going there to learn about Senate Bill 1 to try to address any issues that they have as well and show their support for the KEA. And we will be talking about their efforts at Frankfort when they arrive in McGoffin County thereafter. Next calendar announcements, a whole lot happening there, all brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau and your local agent, Doug Green. This just in from Director Marlene Howard. Tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow is also the 15th, and it's also Commodity Day at the McGoffin County Senior Citizens Center. 12:30 tomorrow, normal time, normal place, everybody. Get your commodities, and if you have a few minutes or a few hours, more appropriately, to dedicate, they can always use the help. I have been there. I have done it. More importantly, I have seen Andrew do it, and they can definitely use your help. Volunteer a little time. Bids and Beans. It's a fundraiser and auction that's being hosted by the head of Coon Creek United Baptist Church this Saturday at noon. Furniture, quilts, pies, cakes, soup bean and auction, and soup bean dinner and auction this Saturday starting at noon. A whole lot of great items to bid on, to buy, and to eat. And the McGoffin County Board of ASAP has their monthly meeting this coming Monday at noon. Lunch is provided. And the McGoffin County Safe and Teen Coalition, coalitions, I guess would be appropriately, are meeting Wednesday of next week on the 21st. And kindergarten registration gets underway next week for most 2 out of 3 elementary schools in McGoffin County. Let's put it that way. South McGoffin Elementary, the 19th through the 30th, so you've got 2 weeks there. Call 884-7325. North McGoffin's will start on the 26th, run for that week. Sagersville Grade Schools, I believe, starts next week as well. 349-3411 is the number to call there. And in support of raising funds for the funeral services of Johnny Puckett, they have established a spring vendor sale and fundraiser coming up at the Sagersville Renaissance. This is not until Saturday the 7th, so I'll remind you again when it gets closer, but that will be it for now. 10 to 5 that day, and a host of vendors who are going to be there. And I mean a lot of big name vendors that you would expect to see. A great fun cause, and of course a lot of great gifts and items to buy. And a soup bean dinner and auction coming up. I have seen 2 words misspelled thus far, and probably missed 2 more on my community calendar, and right there's one of them. My apologies. But the Middle Fork Fire Department hosting a soup bean dinner and auction Saturday the 7th. And that one too, I'll put back in the calendar when it gets a bit closer. That'll be 4 o'clock that Saturday. A lot of annual fundraisers happening, of course, this time of year. And those are just a few of them, and I've got a few more to tell you about a little later on. Right now, let me tell you, if you've got an announcement you want in the program, doesn't cost anything, includes birthdays and anniversaries, or for your church group or nonprofit organization, you just have to tell me so we can tell everyone else about them. Turning to funeral service announcements, a reminder of services to be held in the morning for 75-year-old Ethel Mae Brown Allen of Long Creek Road. She was married to Irvin Allen Jr., who survives. She's survived by her daughters, Linda Sue Brown and Brenda K. Howard as well. Visitation tonight and prior to tomorrow's services, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Burial follows at the Allen Cemetery at Long Creek. And details tonight on services to be held in honor of 81-year-old Harold Francis Allen of Cow Creek. He passed away on today's date, married to Jerry Allen, who survives. He's also survived by daughters Edith Shanks, Charity Cook, Amber Patrick, and Emily Sturgill. Visitation will be afternoon tomorrow, and services begin tomorrow afternoon, just a few hours later at 3. Visitation at noon tomorrow, services at 3 tomorrow, all from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Your best solution for diesel performance, upgrades, service, and repair is also a full-service repair center for all vehicles, gas or diesel, from routine service to major repairs, with a trusted auto body shop for minor dings to full-on restorations and rebuilds. Plus, get all your 4x4 accessories, lights, bumpers, winches, and more at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785.
Hi, I'm Bill Mead, and I've dedicated over half of my life to law enforcement and protecting my community and family. In my 29 years of service, I've received several federal commendations for my part in major drug cases. I have 17 years' experience in narcotics investigations. 10 of those years as a sergeant with the Kentucky State Police Drug Enforcement Special Investigations East Unit. I've received the highest level of training in criminal investigations, and I know exactly what it takes to successfully see a criminal case through the state and federal court systems. As your Magoffin County Sheriff, I will review every investigation and ensure that you're treated with respect and dignity. My name is William Bill Mead, number 3 on the ballot, but number 1 for Magoffin County. Thank you.
Appalachian Wireless says no contract, no credit check, no monthly bill. Well, no problem. Yes, Appalachian Wireless is at it again and proving why they are the region's best wireless provider by offering new forward pay pricing. A plan where you can bring in your own device and get 5 gigabytes of data for just $39.99 and unlimited data for just $79.99. Pay up front and get the data and features you want. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Some restrictions may apply. Activation fee is extra. See store for complete details. Unlimited data is loaded 25 gigabytes per month to 512 kilobits for phones and tablets.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. At my law office, we're determined to offer you and your family outstanding, cost-effective, and responsive legal services. I can help you if you've been injured in a car wreck. I'll be in your corner if you have a DUI or other criminal charges. You can file bankruptcy and stop those harassing phone calls, or I'll fight for you and your children in divorce and custody cases. For all your legal services, contact me when it matters. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Catch the early spring specials before they're gone. A new shipment of mowers, push, rear, and all-wheel drive walk-behinds, trimmers, air compressors, power and hand tools, and more. Plus new shipments of guns and ammunition every week. And don't forget, they'll always loan you cash today on anything worth $1 at Parkway Gun and Pawn. Up next in your Licking Valley RACC forecast, temperatures are going to stay cold for a little while, but dry weather is moving in. Your forecast updated in the last few moments will be followed by what's coming up in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent. We're about to shake the snow and the cold night a little longer, but after that we'll hit the 50s tomorrow. Do wholeheartedly believe we'll do so with some sun and some wind, and then stay dry for a couple of days. And haven't heard that for a while. Snow showers, flurries on their way out of town. 28 degrees, cloudy skies tonight. Southwesterly winds still persistent at 7 to 16 miles per hour. Man, it was a cold one out there today. Blustery and a good day to have some news to work on in-house. Tomorrow, 56, 29, like I said, mostly sunny. We'll see mostly clear skies tomorrow night. Winds out of the northwest, west tomorrow night, slight, 3 to 7, nothing major. And more sunshine for your Friday. I think we'll see sunny skies, mostly sunny at least. We'll drop down 10 degrees to about 46. And we'll see sunny skies, and that's out and ahead of our next round of showers that is rolling in for the weekend. But some tweaks to be made to your weekend. as you saw a slide, about a 20% chance of some showers. That's rain during the overnight Friday night into your Saturday. And that continues after 2, 3 in the a.m. Those chances from 20%, we'll say, go to about 50% by Saturday. It's going to be cloudy, mostly cloudy at least on your Saturday. We'll hover right around 50 degrees again, but lows above freezing, so anything that falls will be wet and not white. And here's the timeline for Sunday. We've known for the past several days that Saturday wasn't going to be the greatest of days. Clouds and showers. Sunday's been on that bubble back and forth right now, maybe lingering a little longer into your Sunday than what I'd hoped for, but I think a 30% chance of showers mainly before noon. And otherwise, we'll still get close to 60, and we'll have some sunshine to wrap up your weekend. So not all that bad at all. Actually, 60 degrees in place on Monday with some more sunshine, but showers, chances, not just chances, but a likelihood Monday night. Tuesday of next week also looks wet and around 52. It's press day around here. That means this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent will be out bright and early tomorrow. Just a few things that you'll find therein. More details on the efforts to get the slain police chief of Sagersville from the 1930s, his name on the fallen officer's memorial. More about local teachers protesting Senate Bill 1. Skills USA champions from the McGoffin County Career and Technical Center. Chick goes to Fat Boys, finds some humor and some food there. And just for kicks, in our historical section that we're trying to entertain you with each and every week, for which I believe we've succeeded thus far, we'll take a different turn this week. Donkey Ball makes the paper. Look forward to that one. Haven't heard that in a while, have you? Younger kids out there, you get one. You're going to be fascinated with things that we used to do around here for kicks, so to speak. We'll talk about the season opener coming very soon for the Lady Hornets softball team. Can you believe that? And it's nearly Easter, and that means our always very popular Easter coloring contest. Some big prizes, big baskets for the winners, and I'm told that they get a lot of feedback on this every year. We're looking forward to that, and of course the election polls, and the list does indeed go on. So that's as far as I'm going to go with it, hoping that you'll pick one up for yourself tomorrow, and then join us back here tomorrow night for more of Your News Today. Thanks for watching.